Testing, testing. Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. I resolved the issue. I think I resolved the issue. Hey, just can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. I think I solved the issue. I think I solved the issue here. I'm quite embarrassed, but we're gonna keep going. No, that's not right. So let me know if you can hear me. Testing, mic check, 1 2 1 2. Okay, great, great. It's been a while. I'm so rusty with StreamYard. We just gonna keep it moving. We're gonna keep it moving. Because that I had a blonde moment there for real. Alrighty, I think that's good for now. Okay. All right, that should be good for now. I'm just making sure everything is good. Okay, awesome. So, good evening, everyone. MJ here. Welcome to According to MJ. So, I figured we discuss this Darrell Brooks versus the state of Wisconsin because it's really an interesting trial. I don't believe I've ever witnessed anything quite like this before. Um, yeah, as far as the trial goes, I've seen some crazy things, but this is just 15 days of a lot of foolery. And I have to remind myself, look, this is a trial. This isn't like a dramatization. This is real life. So I'm sure a lot of you share similar sentiments. So I found some clips we can kind of look at some pertinent parts of today. And I'm just going to share what I think of what I've seen thus far. Just for background, if you're not familiar, Darrell Brooks is the guy that's he's accused. I mean, well, it's all this evidence of him driving through the parade, and I think it's Waukesha, Wisconsin. I'm not sure you pronounce city. Sorry, no disrespect, but so it's kind of like we know that he's guilty. It's just that as a United States citizen, you have all these, you have a right to a fair trial. So I understand that it has to play out. I get it. So that's what we're watching right now, and he's saying that he's a sovereign citizen. Yeah, he's saying that he's a sovereign citizen, and it's just very. I don't think I've ever seen that sovereign citizen route work for anyone. Y'all could let me know if you ever seen that work for anybody. But again, apologies for the technical difficulties. I was just struggling. I haven't been on StreamYard in so long. I forgot how to use it, so it wasn't no real before. But so today today started wild. And like this trial got me through. Yeah, yes, just he's a hotel. Which I'm wondering if someone in the jailhouse taught him the sovereign citizen stuff. I'm wondering, did he learn that being locked up, or was he aware of this already? Because I get when you look at his case, like, dude, you're going to prison. You're going to spend the rest of your life in prison, and then rightfully so because he took 6 people from this earth. He injured, I think, over 60 people. It- It's such a tragedy, right? So he deserves to be in prison. Like he has to be accountable for what he did. So, like his arrogance and everything is very off-putting. But I know his mother, because I was researching this guy. So I'm like, this guy is just he's just kind of why is he like this? I want to know what his background was. So I was Googling him and I found an article and a video from I think a Fox station in Milwaukee, Fox affiliate, and his mother was saying that she's known something's been wrong with him since he was 6, and he has bipolar disorder, and he also has a personality disorder. But, oh, okay, that does explain. I think that does kind of give us some insight because I know some people think his behavior is deliberate, and I should put a poll. But I'm curious to know if y'all think, because he could be watching his replay, if you think his behavior is uncontrollable or deliberate. Because I don't think he's acting. I don't think he's acting at all. I think that's just him. He just seemed like a very you know when you think of an infant, like a newborn baby, they can't really soothe themselves. You kind of have to help soothe them. They don't have a sense of regulation. But as a child gets older, when they're like 2 and 3, you gotta, you may put them in timeout. But as that child grows up, they learn, look, there's consequences, there are rules. You can't just do whatever. But it seems like he missed that. And perhaps it's because of his mental health issues that he doesn't understand, or because he just flies out the handle so fast. He has these emotional outbursts. His mood is all over the place. Like this guy, it's a sad state to see. So I'm just looking over my notes here because it was a lot. I think this trial was like almost 10 hours. The live stream was close to 10 hours today, I think, from beginning to end. But I know they started early, I guess, allow people to come into the chat room or whatever. Because I noticed that I think the highest, it was over 100,000 people watching this trial live. So a lot of us are enthralled and intrigued in what's going on. It's entertaining, I must admit. And I know I have to remind myself, look, this is not like Real Housewives. This is a trial. People were harmed. This is serious. So I have to keep myself in remembrance of that. So I'll go ahead and show some clips that we can discuss, and I'll drop a link if anyone wants to come up and share what they think. But let me find my history.
We have to accept this point.
Okay, let's see my first time stamp. But what blew me away is when he brought up he brought his baby mother up as a witness and how he was dealing with her, one of his baby mothers. I think he has 3 children, but I don't know who this guy think he is. I don't know who you think he is. But he even said that he can say what he want to say and he can do what he wants to do. He said that. So let me find the timestamp. Like it was a lot. It was a lot today. He started the day with a bad attitude. He really started the day like that. And I'm playing this fair use. I gotta put that back in there. But yeah, I think I found it. So it says day 12, but this was today.
One has the pictures, but
And why do you believe
one,
it was from
to
Miss
answer your question, to
Patterson?
answer your question with clarity,
Thank you. Does it have a date on it? The letter?
no, I didn't bring the letter. I brought the pictures.
Okay, and just to set this up in case you didn't see it, because I know like this trial, these trial sessions are really long, but just to set it up, he was, what's the language I'm looking for? He called his ex-girlfriend Erica Patterson on the witness stand, right? So he was questioning her, and it just went left because it was like he was trying to imply she was a bad mother. He was bringing out these pictures, so it 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 just really went left field really clean, really quickly. So let's see, Justin. But hey, just chilling. Appreciate you. You've been coming and working with me. My technical difficulties. I appreciate you. What's up, Queen of the South? Good to see you. Good to see you. I've been good, girl. I've been really busy, so it's nice to reconnect with y'all. Hope y'all been good. Hope everything's been good on y'all's end. So you watch clips of this man today? Yeah, he is. It's like your mouth be open when you watching it. It's like, is this really real life? But let's continue because this is, like I said, this is him. He's mad because he wanted to like show his baby mother these photos, and it wasn't. I think there's. I'm not a legal professional. Let me just say that I'm just a everyday person enthralled in this trial. Want to discuss it with you guys. So I think he has to submit that in evidence. There's proper protocol and procedure for that. But the judge is reprimanding him for that. And he's like emotionally, mentally, he's like 2 to 3 years old. So he has tantrums all day. So let's continue.
Because I thought, from my interpretation, I thought showing the pictures would be okay. How did I get these? So my mind was saying, show the pictures. They didn't come out of thin air. The witness knows that they sent me the pictures. They know that.
Well, again, that assumes facts that aren't here. You're assuming this witness sent it. I don't know. But even if she did, what relevance does it have to her credibility before this jury?
It goes to the credibility because she's put on this facade of being so afraid of someone, but yet still, you know that we're not supposed to have contact, but you still sneaking behind and saying, "Oh, I wonder how you're doing," and oh, this, and that.
I don't think she's ever said she was afraid. I think that was the.
Okay, I'm gonna stop it there for a moment. But okay, so basically, basically he's trying to say that Erica was contacting him in jail, right? And that she sent him the pictures of their daughter. They share a 15-year-old daughter. I believe he has a total of 3 kids. Um, it's like, and what's crazy is that this guy, he's not a lawyer, right? He's never, I think he finished undergrad, let alone law school. Excuse me, but he's representing himself, in which is so ridiculous because he doesn't know the law, and he's at a disadvantage because he doesn't know the law. But I believe that he's doing this because if you think of his case, right, he has nothing to lose. We all know he did it. We all see the evidence. He did it. He's going to prison for the rest of his life. So maybe he's like, I don't have anything to lose. I might as well let me prolong this trial, prolong going to prison as much as I can because he's going to prison. So I'm thinking maybe that's his thought process. Like, because if he had counsel, I'm sure this trial would have been over like days ago. It wasn't, it's really not, it's really what, open and closed. It's easy, right? It's really easy. So Queen saying he's a sex offender. He got mad when he got called out for trying to fight with the prosecutors about those stupid pictures and caused baby mama bad. Yes, Queen did. I'm gonna show that clip. He was so enraged, and what's crazy is like we'll watch it. The DA called him out because, like, how you gonna call a bad mother? You're a bad father. Have you raised any of your children? And you can, I mean, I'm not trying to shade Erica. She seems very sweet, but you can, to me, she's had a hard life. So she seems like she's had a hard life. So I wonder, I hope we'll find out where that child is. I hope she's with loving grandparents or someone, but it's some other stuff that came out about that child. Let me look at my notes briefly, y'all. It's so much. Okay, so yeah, it would just say he sound like a dizzy. Yes, he's definitely mentally unstable. And I wonder, because I remember growing up back in the day, people be like, oh, they went to Georgia Regional. I think that was a mental health hospital in Georgia. Like, do those not exist anymore? Because this guy's a danger to himself because he has no impulse control. He doesn't know how to regulate, calm himself down. I don't believe what he did was deliberate. I think he did it because he's just a jerk off, all in his feelings, enraged about what him and the exchange with Erica. But it's like, how do you make it to 40 years old behaving like that? How do you? I bet he's never been able to keep a job. Can you imagine this guy working at McDonald's or somewhere like working at the bank? He wouldn't make it. Queen says he was recorded on the jail phone saying he was going to stall and delay. Oh, really? So he is deliberately stalling. I know the judge mentioned today that it seems like he is deliberately stalling because do y'all notice how like she'll say one thing and he'll kind of reroute the conversation. He is a true narcissist. I know we like to use that word. I know what's that guy Tony Gass like to make fun of us women using that word, but he is a true narcissist. Like he is so toxic, and his own toxic behavior has him in the situation he's in today. Queen said he's worse than the man that represented himself in Florida. Queen, I don't know if I know that man. I want to look that up. Because I can't recall that one. But it's funny, but it's not like this guy. He's gonna get his ass kicked in prison. I do know that. His poor attitude. He better get it together.
Officers who may have stated that, but I don't believe she ever said that. She specifically said today when you asked her why did you, it was either why did you go back or why did you have, I'll look at my notes. And she said, I don't know.
It was why weren't you forthright with all the details? That was the question.
So again, I'm going to ask you, even if this letter's from her, these pictures are from her, how does it relate to her credibility before the jury?
Who else could these pictures be from?
I'm going to ask you point blank. Did you get a letter that's signed from her?
What do you mean signed? No
How do you know? What's your belief? Why do you have a belief that they are from her?
I have multiple letters from her.
You're not answering my question. Why do you?
I bet the only person that likes this guy is his mother. Like he's just so deplorable. His behavior is so deplorable. It's so disgusting.
Believe the letters are from Erica Patterson?
Because they were sent from Erica Patterson. Why else would I?
Were they signed by her?
What do you mean signed?
Did she write her name on the letter? Was it the content of the letter? No, I'm not kidding you. I need to make her.
But did he not? Was he absent in was he absent in English class? We learned that you sign letters. It's like, come on, bro. He said, well, MJ, you just mentioned all the symptoms Hotel Dusty Dusty. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if y'all seen it, but I did a book review of this book called Dangerous Personalities. It's written by a former FBI agent. He definitely is a cluster B personality. This guy, oh my goodness, I don't know how the judge does it, but I imagine because I think she's been on the bench for several years. So she's probably seen all kinds of characters throughout the courtroom. But oh my God, I feel drained from watching this. Like, he is exhausting. Can you imagine if this was your son? I'm just trying to picture the kind of child he was. Like, he probably talked back to his mother. He probably always had to have the last word. Oh my God. He's probably a kid in school that was always in detention. And what's the thing? I think it's called detention. Like, oh, Lord have mercy. He's just too much. He is too much. Like, he needed Joe Jackson to be a daddy. Joe Jackson got this dude in line. Queen says, yes, he's a great example of one of the most dangerous kind of narcissist, a sociopath. He was even crime about to. I saw that, Queen. That was yesterday, right? Because I saw him, and to be honest, I shed some tears that made me sad. Don't judge me. But I was sad because I was thinking, like, man, you're such an idiot, and you've destroyed so many lives. You've impacted. Just think, it's like what, over 6 people passed away. I think over 60 some were injured. Of course, their families, the emotional trauma, the physical symptoms they'll have to deal with for the rest of their days, the people that lost loved ones. Like, I was like, this is so ridiculous. And just think, that was 2021, last November, right? So, we're feeling, by that time, we were feeling better about we weren't as, how do I put it? The pandemic, it felt like it lessened somewhat. So people felt more comfortable gathering together. They were celebrating the holidays. I mean, that was just so horrible. It's so disgusting. Like this guy, it's like, I don't know, y'all. I think I'm just speculating. He go to prison because as many people as he hurt, them CO, somebody in prison. I don't know if this dude gonna make it anyway. Like he done hurt a lot of people. He's hurt a lot of people. Queen says every conversation is an argument or circular. He can never just answer the question. Exactly. He never says yes or no. And I don't know how the judge does it, but she's just so graceful to me. She's so professional. And I know people are giving her a hard time, but I know she knows exactly what she's doing. And this guy's going to prison. Like the audacity to even to try not to go to prison. The audacity of this dude. Just it sound like mad folk on here. Hell, he might even be a face of it. I think he is just, and you're gonna hear. Well, I may not play that clip, but basically, no, I'll play that part. He tried to make the baby mother Erica Patterson out to be a bad mother because she doesn't have. I can't say that she doesn't have custody. I'll just say that 15-year-old that Sharon is not living with her. She was in a woman's shelter. I don't know where she is right now. How is she a bad mother? So is he supposed to be this outstanding dad? Like none of his kids. I don't think he's raised any of those kids, and he impregnated her when she was a minor. So, like Queen mentioned, that he's on the sex offender registry, and that happened in Nevada. This guy rap sheet probably longer than some folks' dissertation. This guy is disgusting. Jermaine said, "What's up?" Jermaine said, "Yeah, he reminds me of the if you think I'm here to play around with y'all, God damn it, I'm not due for Florida." I don't know if I've seen him, but he has a big old noggin to not have. He has a big old head. Queen said, "I think his mom is probably happy when he's in jail, so she don't have to worry about him." Exactly, I think so too. I bet his mother is at peace because she know he'll be in prison. He can't hurt anybody. Well, he could get on somebody else's nerves, basically, and he won't be a danger or public safety issue anymore. Because I don't know. The United States needs to do better when it comes to mental health. They really do because that's scary. Just all the stories out of New York, people on the subways, and this country needs to do better. Oh, that's what you were talking about, Queen. Okay, so yes, it was. It was so awful. So let's continue, and I'll come back to CJ Sweden.
Records are you're making a statement that these letters are from her and that they're relevant to her credibility.
Your Honor, I'm gonna go out on the limb here.
And I'm asking you why you hold that opinion.
I'm gonna go out on the limb here and assume, which I know is true, you've never been in my position. You've never been in jail. So you've never received a letter from someone writing someone in jail. No one is gonna when you
You're
say
not
to me,
answering my
when
question,
you say to
sir.
me,
What's the basis why you believe they're from Miss Patterson? Is there some information in them that only she would know? Did she sign the letters? Is it penmanship that you recognize? Why do you believe they're from her as opposed to somebody else sending you information? Could be your mom, could be, I'm just saying, could be anybody else. You gotta answer my.
I just wonder why. I guess it's too late, but what do y'all think about the judge allowing him to represent himself? Like, I guess if he was found mentally competent, then that does speak to the fact, as I believe Queen mentioned, that he's deliberately delaying these proceedings. Because there was an incident happened in Virginia. Young lady was abducted, and this guy he took her life. I think it was some military base. Her name is Shanti Billy, I believe. And he's right now he's not competent to stand trial. So I guess that does speak to the fact that this guy, perhaps some of this stuff is an act. Because I was thinking, well, maybe he really is just so jacked up in the head, but maybe he's really not that jacked up. And then he tried to run. He was trying to get an Uber, so he know he did something wrong.
Question, it's
Your
called an
Honor,
offer of proof.
but you still got to understand why this is mind-boggling to me. Like, how I got a child with this woman. Why would I not know her handwriting?
But you have to
Why
lay
would I
a
not know?
foundation for these letters, sir. That might be
This
through
is
your own
ridiculous.
testimony. So that I'm trying to figure out why you believe they're from her. Not all this other stuff
Are
about
you
I'm in jail
serious?
and I have a child. I'm trying to I need to know.
And as Queen mentioned, he has yet to answer the question of, did Erica Patterson send him the letters? Right? He has not answered the question. He's been doing this for 15 days, not directly answering any question. So I don't know if he think that's going to help him if he tries to appeal. But I imagine, I mean, again, I'm not a legal professional, but he's guilty. You have all this evidence. What good would an appeal do for him? Like, how could it benefit him? Yeah, she is a really good judge, and people need to stop being so rude, saying mean things about her. I think she's doing a fantastic job considering who she's dealing with. Queen says, with the baby daddy like him, a woman will end up in a woman's shelter. He won't be helping financially or providing, and he's definitely right, right. And that's so sad. I'm glad Erica had friends she could call on. I mean, he had her isolated, and what he did to her. Did you see her face? What he did to her? I think he slapped her and punched her in the eye. I wouldn't be surprised if if he has put his hands on his mother. Like, this guy, what the hell? Okay. Thank you, Queen. Thank you, Queen. I appreciate it. Okay, so he was found mentally competent. Criminally sane people are very few and far. Yeah, that's true. I was shocked when the guy in Virginia was found incompetent because, like, he drove from Virginia, like the Virginia Beach area, to Charlotte, North Carolina, and got rid of. You can't tell me, like, come on now, come on now. So Queen said this fool acting like he's in family court, not criminal. He would blame his baby mama for him. He has really been blaming. I don't know if you've seen. Did you see the footage? It's a few days back when they were playing the interrogation. The detectives were talking to him, and he was like, "Man, this what happens when you pick the wrong woman." And it made me think of, I just mentioned, it made me think of MGTOW and Manosphere. Like, he is really blaming Erica. He is blaming her for what happened. He is. This is like, he's mad. I guess she said she was gonna give him some money. Like, do you think this woman living in a shelter has some money for you? Do you really think she has some money to give you? Like, I just, oh my goodness. Like, and in Wisconsin, because I think I haven't watched the video, but someone told me that Erica testified and said that her and Darrell were sleeping in his mother's car, like he wasn't allowed in the house. So I need to watch that clip, but the mother's probably terrified of him. I wouldn't want him in my house either. Just out see it. Okay, thank y'all for that. These bots, talking about dating. These bots are changed. Yeah, yeah. His rap sheet is so long. He has, like you mentioned, sex offender. I think he has a domestic violence charge in Georgia. He has a lot. Like, he's basically been terrorizing people for several years now.
It's called an offer of proof.
Are you serious?
What do you believe? Why do you believe they're from her? I am serious.
Because they're from her.
But you're assuming.
Like, how else am I supposed to answer that?
I've given you a few reasons why it would lend to that opinion.
So it has to be put in a legal
The
term.
bottom
or
line is
something?
I need the letter. So if you're gonna question her on that, the state absolutely has a right to see the letter. So you need to provide that letter. The bottom line is I'm not gonna allow any questioning without having that letter. So the state has the ability to question you about that, or question this witness, and to look at the veracity of what your claims are here. So I may take an early lunch.
Like, if why would that just proves that she didn't write the letter, because if she was writing him, he would have brought it with him. So that don't even make sense. Like, he thinks people are so dumb.
If that's in your cell, then you can go get it and bring it. But without that letter, I'm not allowing this line of questioning.
And look at his behavior right now. He's rocking like a 2-year-old, a 3-year-old would do. He's just like a child, an overgrown child.
Do you have the letter with you in court?
I just said no. How
Okay.
many times I got to say the same thing on record?
You know, sometimes, sir, I don't hear what you say because you interrupt me so much or you answer quietly. And I'm taking notes and I'm focused on probably a dozen things at the same time.
But if I say something under my breath, everybody seems to hear it. Everybody seems to hear
In
that
a
just
quiet
fine.
courtroom,
And
yes,
everybody
we can
assumes,
hear it very
and
clearly.
everybody assumes that it has to be disparaging.
Once again, you're doing this tactic.
Because
try to
it's not a
go
tactic,
off of
it's
what
facts.
we're talking
It's
about
facts.
to some other
It's
reason.
facts. Because I find it hard to believe that
I'm gonna
all
let
of
the
a sudden
state.
nobody hears what I say.
I'm
So
gonna
now he's acting like he's being victimized, like he's being railroaded. Like, this guy.
let the
Come on,
state
man,
make
stop.
a record of why they
Stop.
believe it's objectionable, because I haven't let them do that. I've given you multiple opportunities to tell me why you
So I
believe
didn't
it's.
get these pictures from nobody else. Why was
The
somebody
record will
else
reflect you have 2 pictures that you believe were from this witness.
that I know is from?
No, that you believe.
That I know.
All right, I'll ask the state their position on all of this.
My position, Your Honor, is that these pictures, first of all, should not be admissible. 1, because of the discovery violation. We've never seen them before. 2, because we have reason to believe that he did not get them from Eric Patterson. He is on a jail phone call talking to his mother, Dawn Woods, about Dawn Woods sending these photographs to him. Now,
That's a lie. I object to
Let the
that.
state make their argument without interruptions.
That's a lie though.
3, I believe that these photographs are designed to make a suggestion to the jury that Eric Patterson is a bad mom. I think that is what the defendant is trying to do. And if we're going to go down that road, then we would be forced to counter that claim. First of all, it doesn't make her an incredible witness, if it's even true. And second of all, if we go down that road, we would be forced to counter that claim by pointing out that not only does the defendant not live with the child in question, he doesn't live with any of the other children that he has. He impregnated Erica Patterson when she was a minor in Nevada, and for doing so, he was convicted of statutory sexual seduction, pled guilty in March of 2007 to that felony offense, and is a sex offender on the registry as a result. So if there's any causation that would lead to Erica Patterson being a bad mom, Mr. Brooks has a direct role in that causation.
And that's
Furthermore,
I object to that
I'm not
because that's a lie.
Let
Because
him
at the end
finish.
of the day,
Let
if
him
we
finish,
don't open the door
Mr.
on that, no,
Brooks.
since you want to make a record and not be accurate, so let's be accurate all on the record since you think you know so much.
Once
So
again,
we can
Mr.
open the
Brooks
door
is
on,
being
we can open the door on how old she told me she was when we met.
interrupting.
We can ask
He's-
that
he
question
is
too then.
over the
Did you
top,
ask that?
animated
Did you
right
know
now.
that?
Mr. Brooks, I'm ordering you to sit down and to let the state
No,
finish.
I'm not going to sit here and let somebody be inaccurate on the record and lie on the record.
Right. Under Illinois versus Allen, I've warned him repeatedly. He's being removed from the courtroom. And you know what? Let me dial that back. We're just going to take an early lunch, 1 hour. We'll be back. And unless he brings that letter, and he can show it is inadmissible, she will not be questioned, and under 906.11, I will declare the cross-examination closed. Thank you, we're in recess, 1 hour.
Get your facts straight. So let's open the door on all of it again so we can get all of it on the record. Since you think you know so much. Did you know she said she was 18 when I met her? Did you know that?
Okay. So yeah, that was probably like what, the second? Well, that was one of the bigger outbursts today. I didn't know they were okay. They're trolls. That's sad. They need something to do. Queen said, if I had a baby daddy like him, I would move and change the children's names or marry a man just for money to escape if I was too poor and ask him to adopt my kids. I know I would too. I would too. Like, and because I think Erica was in Georgia, so he must have sweet talked her to move to Wisconsin, and she moved there just to have to be in a women's shelter and get beat up by him. Like, but he was big mad. Yes. All his baby mothers should terminate his parental rights. He is trash. Like, he's not fit to parent. He cannot add anything positive to those children's lives. Queen says, I wonder how he got reported to the police about the pregnancy. How old was she? How old was he? Well, I think Erica's 32. So I'm going to do the math. So she's 32 and they have a 15-year-old. So she would have been, well, saying 17, so perhaps 16, 17. So I imagine probably her family was not happy about that. And I don't know how those rules vary by state as far as consent wise. So, because I think he would have been 25. He talking about she said she was 18. He was big mad, right? He was big mad. But I love how the DA, he was like, if you're gonna call a bad mother, well, let's talk about you. I love that. Yes, he pulled a Nene Leaks, okay? Yeah, so I was like, wow, this guy, whoo, hashtag, whoo, like he is something else. So, okay, let's see what else I got here. Another thing was interesting. Do y'all notice how when the trial starts, he always talking about what is it called? The judicial, what's that damn word he likes? I can't think of it right now, but he brings it up every morning. It'll come to me. It'll come to me. Let's see. And then he keeps wanting the judge to put him in contempt. So I don't know what that means. Like if she finds him in contempt, would that mean they have to start a trial over or something? Because every time she puts him out of the courtroom, he'll be like, "Are you finding me in contempt?" So okay, let's see. Okay, then the judge was scared of him. Did y'all see that? The judge was afraid of him. He was giving her a stare down. So let me find that. I may not have the exact timestamp, but we're gonna get close. Like he was looking at the judge like he could take her head off. And the judge said she is afraid. Let's see. And this witness, I don't think he liked this witness answer, so he got mad with her too.
Who's the plaintiff?
The state of Wisconsin.
Is that an entity or a living human being? Grounds.
Not really.
And he keeps asking that. That's a part, I think, the sovereign citizen, like he's trying to say he wants to call the state of Wisconsin as a witness, but you can't call the state of Wisconsin to the witness stand because it's like an entity. It's not a human being. So he keeps trying to say, well, I forget the language he used, but it's like the sovereign citizen stuff, basically.
Relevant, sustained. Next question.
Have you ever had any interaction with the plaintiff?
Sustained.
Vague.
As to the form of the
Have
question,
you ever had any interaction with the state of Wisconsin?
do not answer that question. Next question, sir. Under 90611.
Was there an objection or was that just a ruling? I'm not sure. You both was talking at the same time.
Under 90611, I directed the witness not to answer that irrelevant
This is off topic, but that shirt and tie combo is not high value at all.
question. Ask your next question, sir.
How are you looking at the state? The people representing the state.
Mr. Brooks, ask your next question.
I'm gonna get to it.
Thank you.
Y'all saw how his nose twitched? Like it was a stare down thing before where she went to break. It was really creepy. Like this guy, he does really seem like those textbook cluster bees and like a queen mentioned sociopath. He definitely seems like it. He said he sit up in the crib doing worship, watching Real Housewives while his baby phone work. I just like it don't. I said a man will have a woman. Man, y'all see this kind of off topic, but have y'all seen? I haven't been watching videos, but they making fun of saying black women is the most evicted. And it probably because they have boyfriends like this, and then they just go lay on somebody else's couch when they get evicted. Like, this guy just reminded me so much of Manosphere, for real. Yeah, it was really horrible. They don't. They really don't. And like, it's a waste of time. Like, bro, you got a social security card, you have a birth certificate. Your mama named you Darrell Brooks. Your name is Darrell Brooks. He keep talking about I do not consent. I don't consent to call that name. So the judge probably sound like Charlie Brown teaching him won't, 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 won't. Right. He need to understand that. And I could get over that crying yesterday. I wanted to anybody time stay on that because that crying was not one tear was shed. And to me, he doesn't seem like remorseful. He doesn't seem remorseful. I don't know if it's his ego. Like, you even took a little 6-year, like, bro, come on now, humble yourself. Just as he a classic man, how many man that I think maybe the court gave him this outfit because it is terrible. Okay, that is terrible. Then somebody could went to J.C. Penney, Kohl's, somewhere. That shit's whack. Match that hairline and bad attitude. Let's continue. He just this might be young Pharaoh.
So when did you first report your alleged injury?
You do not have to answer that question. Next question.
Then you're gonna call the woman's injury alleged. Like, that's a fact. She was injured. How is that alleged?
Question, sir.
Grounds for
906.11, sub 1, sub A, sub B, and sub C.
is that lawful law?
All right. You can sit down. Does the state have any questions for this witness?
Ma'am, that day on November 21st of last year, you were there with 2 kids?
Yeah, he must can read. Okay, I mean, what do y'all think of his job representing himself? What do you think? I think that's kind of bold to represent yourself. Like, a lot of judges are terrifying. This judge is so nice, and considering what he's accused of, she's so very nice. Like, I think that's bold, but I think that just also speaks to the fact that he has nothing. He has nothing to lose. Now, what do you mean he gonna red pill his way to a prison bed? Who girlfriend gonna be? Is that what you talking about? He definitely needs a psych meds and straight jacket. Yeah, he's gonna annoy the hell out of his inmates. I don't know them TV. I don't know if he gonna make it. Like, they better medicate that dude, or otherwise he's not going to. Because I bet his mother had a time raising him. I'm gonna Google see if anybody talked about his childhood besides his mother, because you just don't turn to that overnight. Okay, I have another timestamp where they kind of go into the truth of those pictures to reveal where they actually came from, because he was trying to say that Erica sent him those photos. So let's get into that. And those, I also want to say, those witnesses, they're so strong to to actually interact with him. I feel like that shouldn't be allowed. Like, I guess that's his right.
Under incident report number 21047493. These were, again, documents that were provided to Mr. Brooks in the discovery process, but we sought to be helpful in his presentation of evidence here at the trial today. The second issue that we'd like to make a record about relates to the testimony of Erica Patterson. So for the record, I think it's important to note that the 2 photographs the defendant attempted to show that witness and presumably put into evidence depicted what I believe to be the defendant and Ms. Patterson's 15-year-old daughter, as well as their new grandchild, the daughter's child, who was born around May 1st of 2022. I think that there was ample grounds for the court to end Ms. Patterson's testimony when it did, but for just in case that becomes an issue going forward, I'll make an offer of proof that Ms. Patterson, if asked about those pictures, would have testified that she did not provide them to Mr. Brooks. She provided them to a person named Michelle, who I believe is a mutual friend, who in turn provided them to John Woods, the defendant's mother, long day, who then, that was the person who provided them to Mr. Brooks. If she were forced to answer questions about this supposed letter that Mr. Brooks was claiming to exist, she would have testified that she has not written a letter to Mr. Brooks since he came into our jail on November 22nd. She never went on November 21st either. At any point between his being taken into custody and today. It's my understanding that he has tried to call her from the Waukesha County Jail on 37 occasions. She has never accepted a single one of those phone calls. And finally, during the early lunch break, I was informed by the bailiff staff that the defendant was twice offered to go to his cell to retrieve that letter that he talked about. He declined both times.
So that was interesting where they basically let us know that no, Erica didn't send him those pictures. Erica's not speaking to him because she's ignored 37 phone calls. And he also has a grandchild. So this guy is also a grandfather. His 15-year-old daughter is now a mother. So that was interesting revelation there. I wonder where that child is, though. I wonder where she is. I hope she's okay. What his name is. Oh boy. No telling, boy. Those red pillars. Queen said, I just read an interview of his mama. She said they knew something was wrong with him since he was 6. She says she never should have bailed him out of jail before. She shouldn't. But to me, his mother seems like an enabler of sorts. And I understand that's her son. She loves her son. And perhaps because he has a twin, actually. He has a twin sister that passed away, I think, in 2014. So I don't know if maybe that has something to do with it. Or maybe because she know he's, like, at least mentally very fragile. You know, that's her son. She carried him. I know she loved him very deeply, but, like, why bail him out? Because wasn't he behind bars for what he did to Erica? Is that it? Or I forget what that was, but why bail him out for that? Like, let him deal with that. And then why was he driving her car? I don't even think he had a valid driver's license. I don't even think he should have been driving. He says mother's a bad bitch. I'm surprised old girl haven't talked about it yet. She may have. What she would call him, black male worshiper, whatever. But in all seriousness, like, his mother, in a way, enabled his behavior. Like, if he doesn't have her financial support, because in one of the interrogations, he was bragging about how his mother bought him an iPhone. His mama buying a 30-some-year-old man an iPhone. He was so happy it was his first iPhone. Like, really, Mama Dunn? You're wrong. You're wrong. You know, I have compassion for her because I understand my mother, so I understand. But it's like, if he's very destructive, this guy, and he's probably worse than a lot of 2 and 3-year-old children, because I know toddlers that are better behaved than this guy is. So, yeah, that, you know. Okay, so he was in jail for domestic violence. So he's smacking Erica around, some lady in Georgia around, unless that was Erica, because Erica did live in Georgia. Something else. Oh, did you hear about? He also had a charge. I want to say that him and his nephew, because his sister had, I think his sister had two kids. They were fighting on the phone, and so he shot at the nephew. So this guy is just very. The word that comes to me right now is impulsive. I could say unstable, unhinged. Unhinged might be better. He's very unhinged. Like he's like Tasmanian devil who in big town from Wisconsin. Y'all silly. He seemed like the type to snap of a baby because right. He's right. I could see that. So it's good that the children are not with him. He can't care for any children. Like this is so much, y'all. Let me look at my notes, see what else I have here. But wasn't that pathetic how he lied about Erica sending him those photos and writing letters when that's his damn mama? Don't nobody else on this planet like him but his mother. And that speaks to his poor character. That the only person like you is your mama, and that's because she birthed you. And then he's a junior, so I'm like, where's his dad? Is he deceased? Like, where is he at? Where is he at? They haven't mentioned him. Let's see what else. And he kept acting like he reading the Bible. I don't think he was really reading the Bible. Did y'all see that? But I'm gonna I have another timestamp here. But yeah, I don't think he was reading the Bible at all. He just staring at the book. It is funny, like if on this channel's comment in the live stream comments, how people make fun of how he speaks. Like they'll type out, I guess, phonetically what he's saying. But I don't understand the terminology lawful law. I've never heard of that one. Lawful law. Like, what does that mean exactly?
So this, anything you wish to address before we break for the day?
Yeah, I can. I wasn't really hearing everything that was just said good, but why haven't I been
I do want to mention, I think he claims he can only hear out of one ear.
given the chance to offer all my filings and the evidence?
And here he just kind of going on a rant. He keeps talking about the judicial jurisdiction or something. He mentions that every morning.
When I already stated that before. I
No
would like
filings
all
have
my
been-
filings. I would like every single filing that I filed placed into evidence. Every last one of them. That has yet to be done. I put you on notice and I stated it on the record. Even before I even had a chance to start calling witnesses and put on a defense that I haven't even been adequately been able to do. So this is something that's been stated on the record numerous times. I did hear a reference to whatever he just talking about. Whatever he was just talking about is in regards to me going to get the letter or whatever the case may be. First of all,
And I do want to admit, I'm just amazed by the staff, like the bailiffs, everyone, they have poker faces. They just are so professional. I just wonder how they're able to maintain, like, that this poker face and not laugh or not, frown or whatever at this guy's behavior. And then he told the judge he put her on notice. He's just so disrespectful.
it's not just one letter. Like I stated before, it's multiple letters. And for somebody that don't even know to try to tell me what I got, like you need to cut it out, man. Y'all need to cut it out. Seriously. Stop it. It seems to me that all y'all been wanting to do gang up.
I'm sorry. This. So he's saying they're ganging up on him. This guy is so ridiculous, y'all. He's so ridiculous. So ridiculous. Again, I understand it's a serious matter, but this guy is so ridiculous. Exactly, Queen. He's so pathetic. Queen says, I'm amazed that he was arrested without getting. I know, right? The fact that I know, but you know what? Perhaps it was the climate of the country because you remember what happened like in 2020 with who was it, Portland and other cities like Atlanta with the Black Lives Matter. Perhaps that's why they're like, let's just take this guy into custody. I don't know if that's why. I've never been to Wisconsin, so I can't speak on like how racial relationships are there. But I wonder did that have anything to do with it? He is definitely wasting taxpayer dollars. This is so ridiculous. Like if he had an attorney, this would have been over with. Like dude, you've been in jail. You've been locked up since November. You're not getting out. You took 6 people lives. You injured over 60. You're not getting out ever. Okay? Not alive anyway. Just says, I always love my mama. He's going to stress his poor mama out. And I do feel like she's an enabler though, because why is he driving your car? You don't have a valid license. Why are you bailing him out when he beating on women? You're a woman. Why are you bailing him out? She's like my great grandmother. I have my great grandmother had 5 kids, right? Now 2 of them she didn't like. One of them included my grandma. Like she was so mean to my grandma, one of my uncles. But 2 of my uncles she loved, she enabled, and they just one, lost his life trying to break in somebody's store. Even made the newspapers. And one, he's in like it's sad. It's sad. It's like you never grow up. It's like when you enable your children. I don't know. And I don't want to go in on her because he has to be accountable for what he did. But it does seem like her like just always being there, being his ride or die. Like even this evening, he was like, if I want my mama to come in here and testify, she'll come. I'll call, she come. He was like that. So he just basically saying he's now and mama's right there. So mama need to stop. I don't think she should come. Like what benefit will her do? Y'all want to see the mother testify? Hey Coda, you said someone very stupid pretending to be smart is very annoying. It really is. And it's like I hats off to the legal professionals. Like that stuff is above me. Like that's above me. Just says his name is Darrell Brooks, right? He talked like named Darrell Bates. He behaved like it too. Just ridiculous. Ridiculous. Queen says she's definitely an enabler, but a lot of times when women lose one child, they cling to the other people. Yep, that's a good point. That's a good point, and that is probably what she's doing. Because when I was like Googling and researching, it said her daughter passed in 2014. So I think she has her grandchildren. I think one is a girl, one is a boy, and he shot at the boy. I don't know. I can't remember the ages, but he shot at that. That's why, like, how does he keep getting out of? Isn't that what's that called? Aggravated assault when you shoot at someone. So, like, I don't know much about Wisconsin, but I don't know about the laws there. So let's continue. He's still ranting. This is a clip of him ranting.
Be biased, be prejudiced, be ganged up.
It does look kind of like a little kid. I always see his head and him ranting.
4 against 1. And you sit up there earlier and made a record before the lunch. You sit up there and made a record about all this stuff that happened in Nevada. That's other acts evidence, ain't it? How was you allowed to put that on record and not even be truthful about everything that you said? But not one time did somebody say, no, we're going to strike that. Not one time. But if it had been me, it would have got struck. Or if it had been me, it would have been a problem. If it had been me, I'd have been held in contempt. Why was the bond not addressed? Why was the statement of particulars not addressed? No filings that I seen to file need to be addressed. After you sat there and told me that that's what I needed to do, then you want to refer to the waiver of counsel, which, again, for the record, you accepted it the way that I gave it to you, which clearly states on there, I do not waive my right to assistance of counsel, and you accepted that.
So I wonder here he's saying he does not waive his right to assistance of counsel. Is he trying to say he wants an attorney or wants counsel to come help him? Isn't it too late for that? And all these documents he's filing, I'm like, I wonder, are they of any importance? Like, is it just some minutia? Like, what is it? And without him not having legal knowledge, no telling what he is filing. That's why I wonder who's feeding him information. Who's, because he doesn't have anyone he can consult with unless it's somebody in the jail. But I've also read that I think he's in his cell like 22 hours a day. So I imagine he must be by himself. So it's like, okay, but he's just ranting. I guess he's trying to tell the judge off, put her in a place right now.
But you still turn around and continue to violate my Sixth Amendment rights. You violate my First Amendment rights by telling me what I can and can't say. Which I have the right to say whatever I want to say and to be heard. That's
Sir,
Shoot, I lost my step. I was with him saying he has a right to say whatever he wants to say. No, well, I guess you do, right? But there are consequences for saying and doing whatever you want to do. So I don't know if he thinks he's like above reproach, like he's above consequences for his actions. Um, if I have time, not tonight, but another day, I will find that clip of him being interrogated when he was basically blaming Erica for what he did, because how is it her fault what he did? I don't talk about mama. So, okay, let me ask y'all this: do y'all want to see his mother testify? Do y'all want to see her testify? Because I think next week should wrap things up, right? Like, I think we should see some closing arguments next week. So I don't know what the mother could say. She's probably gonna be emotional. Uh, I I don't think it'd be a good look for him, but for entertainment value, I could see her testifying. But because I know the state was saying at one point they had subpoena her, but I forgot what happened with that. Queen said, "Why no? We know what she's gonna say though. My baby didn't mean it." Right, right. That's all she's gonna say. And to me, that looked like an enabler. Like that's what she was saying to Fox Milwaukee. Like he didn't mean it. Okay, and he didn't mean it, but he did it. So that's fine. We get he didn't mean it. We know. I do believe he didn't deliberately do that. I believe that, but he did it. So he has to be held accountable. Oh, y'all want to know? I think not. Yeah. So, Jess, you think it'd be interesting to hear her testify? I'm just thinking for her emotional health, mental health. I think that would be really hard for her because when I read in that interview, she was like, she don't even watch it because she just can't. And she said she can tell that he's unraveling and she just can't. But I believe she will, though. I think she will. He, now the mama never said he was a good kid. She didn't say that. Now she didn't say that. You see, I got to find where we were, y'all. Almost done here, but he was ranting. His rant was it was funny because like he was scolding her, like she's a little kid.
Whatever what was he just talking about? Whatever.
I've seen people make fun of folks on here for the free StreamYard. Do y'all think that's petty? This seems so ridiculous to me.
Is in regards to me going to get the letter or whatever the case may be. First of all, it's not just one letter. Like I stated before, it's multiple letters. But not one time did somebody say, no, we're going to strike that. Not one time. But if it had been me, it would have got struck. Or if it had been me, it would have been a problem. If it had been me, I'd have been held in contempt. Why was the bond not addressed? Why was the statement of particulars not addressed? No filings that I seem to file need to be addressed. After you sat there and told me that that's what I needed to do, then you want to refer to the waiver of counsel, which, again, for the record, you accepted it the way that I gave it to you, which clearly states on there, I do not waive my right to assistance of counsel. And
He just seems really manipulative here because it's like he fired the counsel he had, but he's saying he doesn't waive his right to assistance from counsel. Like as Queen mentioned earlier, he doesn't answer yes or no. He always kind of goes around the world or just changes the subject. So it's just very manipulative.
accepted that. But you still turn around and continue to violate my Sixth Amendment right. You violate my First Amendment right by telling me what I can and can't say, which I have the right to say whatever I want to say and to be heard. That's the First Amendment. You sit up here and talking about a fourth option that you came with out of the blue for Illinois versus Allen when there is no fourth option.
He acts like he runs the courtroom like he's the judge.
To sneak some other case laws in that you just came up with today. I don't know if you came up with that when you was on one of your breaks that you take, but it's awful funny that it never got mentioned before. You've repeatedly made a false record. You want to sit up here and perpetuate all this disruptive behavior and this, that, and the third. When you knew.
When someone say this, that, and the third, you know they on some mess.
From the point of the start of this trial, one, that I wasn't prepared, two, that I did not understand the proceedings. But yet still you choose to find a way to get around it. Just like you found a way to get around answering what your name was, which you're a public servant, the name that you have on file with the Secretary of Treasury and State, however you want to put it. You were asked for a certified copy of your oath of office, which you stated on the record you would not provide. Didn't give any case law why you don't have to provide that. Have yet to prove subject matter jurisdiction.
So this guy acts like he went to law school and he's familiar with LexisNexis, whatever they use. Like he just act like he's just some Matlock, Perry Mason. What's the other one? I don't know, Sparks and Sparks. He act like he's just so illegal.
For the record, have yet to show that you even have a license to practice law.
Can he look that up on the state bar? You can find it online. I don't know if he had access to a computer, but you can look that up online.
Haven't proven that yet. And neither has the prosecution. Where's the licenses?
He asked the dumbest things. Like, at least come up with better questions.
Why can't I place your oath of office into the record? Why can't I make that part of evidence? The oath that you haven't even honored, not one bit. doing enough to keep your face clean doesn't constitute being fair, doesn't constitute being impartial. When the jury was selected, I struck the whole jury.
I'm sorry. Okay. So he struck the whole jury. This is ridiculous. And again, like I understand this is a serious matter, but I was talking about this guy's behavior. It's so ridiculous. Okay. So disgusting. Coda says killing innocent people and him constantly saying it's not fair really makes my job. Right. And what's interesting to me is like he doesn't really seem remorseful. And I don't know if this is ego, but if I did something like that, I don't think I could get out of bed. Like I don't think I can look myself in the mirror. And he's just worried about himself. Like why should you? It's almost like he's in a way terrorizing this community in a way, traumatizing them. Even with him calling them on the witness stands, like that's messed up. One lady, I think all four of her children were injured in the parade, like seriously injured. Good to know Mama would draw the line somewhere. Who, Mama? Queen said, "Just I don't think his mama draw the line anywhere." Just Queen said, "Just she already said she know he often been off since he." Yes, she did say that. She said since he's been 6 years old. So I'm wondering, did he take medicine? Like, was he medicated when he was a young person? I know, Queen. It's we. No one really cares because it's like you didn't care about those people, right? When you did what you did. When he did what he did that day. Queen says he is the disruptive behavior. He has absolutely no self-worth. He doesn't. It's like he have no shame because this is broadcast all over the world. He has no shame. He made Donkey of the Day. Just thanks for sending me that clip. I listened to that clip. He has no chill, no shame. I guess what's Charlamagne trying to say because he has nothing to lose. But even with that, you think you have some kind of decorum or tact or just like, you know what? Let me just humble myself and just show that I'm really sorry. Like, I didn't mean it. I just, he just doesn't seem like he cares about what he did to me. He does. And remember, yesterday he was crying with no tears, and now today he been tearing into the judge all day and the DAs, everybody. Just say I'm surprised he ain't say he a man of peace. Now with that shirt and tie combo, he not no man of me. Oh goodness. It just says Sparse was a show though. It was a good show, but I couldn't think. I know it's some other like attorney show like Perry Mason, Matlock. My mama love Matlock, Sparks. What's it? What's that other one? Ally McBeal, all those shows. Law and Order. How can I feel Law and Order? Queen said he might before the trial. Queen says he think he gonna flip it and put them on trial. I can't stand narcissistic people. They always think they run something. I know they are so. They are tough. Though they are tough to deal with. They just they're really tough. And he's a textbook. He probably gonna end up with some textbooks. Just as speaking of that, go right back to what I said about him sitting up in the crib watching TV doing worship. I wonder since he was in Nevada, was he in Vegas, like working at the casinos or something? I wonder what he was doing in Nevada. Queen said that's exactly what he's doing, terrorizing his community overtly with his act and covertly with his behavior. Right. Yeah. I don't be surprised. Well, how can I say? I don't want to get in trouble. I want YouTube. I won't say that because I don't want YouTube to be with me. So I'm not gonna say that. Yeah, the sentencing. We're gonna be back here Monday, especially if the mother testified. We're gonna be back here Monday. We're gonna discuss it because She gonna be, my baby didn't mean it. Coda says, we all know what the sentence will be, but it doesn't end there. He will be targeted in prison, so his punishment doesn't end. That's true, Coda. And I honestly, like, I don't know if he's gonna make it because when you think about all the people, all the families he's impacted, it could be people that are currently incarcerated that he hurt, injured, took off this earth, the staff, you just don't know. And then his personality is so disgusting. And I don't think he's in big in stature. He doesn't even look like 5. He look like maybe 5'8" he's a small guy, but he has this big mouth and all this fake bravado. Whatever, dude. We'll see how they're gonna work in prison. You say you learned it. Oh yeah. What's that? Charlamagne was saying prison. Yeah, this guy, it's just even with that mugshot after the incident happened, it was so creepy. Like he is one creepy guy. He said if he ever had a job, I would imagine he had a job that didn't involve dealing with people like a janitor in a cheap ass casino. He can't be around people who handle money. Right. I could see that because I'm like, can you imagine like trying to return something to Target? Like, I want to return this dress. He's like, well, what's wrong with the dress? I didn't see nothing wrong with the dress. Blah, blah, blah. Like, he would get fired so quickly.
That never got addressed in any way, shape, or form. When you were informed way before that I was striking the whole jury. So how can you go over that constitutional right, which I have the right to not pass a jury?
Mr. Brooks, I'm muting you. And the reason I'm muting him is because he has not addressed a single issue that was raised at the end of this hearing today. He is simply rehashing previous determinations of this court. I would describe it as a rant. He continues to impugn the integrity of this court and this process. Again, he did not address any of the issues that I raised at the end of this hearing. From my perspective, the issues that he is raising are all related to claims that a sovereign would make, someone who claims to be a sovereign citizen, claims that have no base, that are baseless in law and in fact. I'm not going to address them any further. Again, they are simply baseless. And with that, I'm going to end for the day. I'll see the parties at 8:30 a.m. on Monday. Thank you, everyone. We are in recess.
Like he just ran it. I would love to hear other women that dated this guy come out and tell what it's like being in a relationship with this guy because to me he was talking to her like she was his woman or something, like he was trying to put her in his place or something. It was really weird. Coda, you said I'm from Australia. That's how we say it, prison or jail. Oh wow, that's cool. You're from Australia. That's really cool. Queen says, Mr. Brooks, I'm muting you because you sound dumb as fuck and you're annoying. That's what the judge really wants to say. He is extremely annoying, but I get it. But I'm surprised. I think you mentioned it, Queen, that he said that it was heard on the phone conversation with his mother that he was just trying to stall. I'm surprised he was saying that, knowing that all those calls are recorded. Like, this guy don't have no kind of shame. I just don't understand. It is hilarious. Like, it's hilarious. I'm almost done. I want to show, let's see if I have it. When he was talking about his sovereign citizen, he wants to represent himself because he had representation. He got rid of that. Oh my goodness. So let me show that. And then we'll wrap up because I know it's getting late here on the East Coast. I bet the judge and all the staff are going to take a 2-week vacation after this. They definitely deserve it. So.
Thank you, Attorney Santa Keys and Jeremy Perry appear on behalf of Darrell Brooks, who's also present. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
We are here today to address the motion that was filed by attorneys Perry and Keys last week, the motion to withdraw. I do want to make a brief record that I met with the parties, the attorneys only at 12:30 today, just to go over what I would call some scheduling, housekeeping matters related to this case and the motion before the court. I don't believe I need to put any of the substance of that on the record unless there is a request from either of the parties. I do not intend to go over any of the substantive issues that are remaining in this case, other than the motion to withdraw. That includes the various filings that the parties have made and any other open issues that we have at this
I
time.
want to see if I can find where he says he's sovereign.
I need to first address, do you also understand that you have the right to represent yourself?
It is my tremendous pleasure to invite you to be my special guest.
Okay, Donnie Simpson. Okay.
I have before me a motion to withdraw by your attorneys with the sole basis that is listed that you want to represent yourself. Is that your understanding as well?
That isn't entirely how the issue came about. I think it's important for that to be on record.
I'm not asking you to divulge attorney-client privileged information. Do you understand that?
So essentially, what's the question?
Well, I want to make sure you understand you have these competing rights. It is recognized in our case law from the United States Supreme Court, the Wisconsin Supreme Court, that there are these competing rights. The right to counsel and the right to self-representation, essentially to be your own counsel. Do you understand these competing rights?
I am aware.
Do you understand?
So you see how he's not answering the question directly. Just if you can send me that link DM because I can't see it. I clicked on it. Let me see it. It's a few YouTubers who remind me of Darrell. Yeah, me too. I know one of them is Young Pharaoh. That's one of them. Queen says, "Who? Yeah, he's still working. He's on. It's not WHUR. I don't think it's one of the stations here. He's I hear him. He's in like the what they call the drive time hours. He be on. Yeah, Donnie is that dude. Just says work must be slowing up if he do a commercial. Oh, good. No, just come on now. His work is not slowing up. He's on the radio. I don't know. I don't think it's WHUR though. It's another station here in the DMV area. Yeah, he comes on the afternoon hours. He be talking about old folks stuff, so I don't really be listening to it like that. But when I'm flipping through, don't be speaking about Donnie like that. Just don't do that. Don't do that. Donnie Simpson is like a national treasure. We're not gonna speak on him like that. Yeah, I remember Video Soul. Yeah, that was interesting. Normally they give me the StreamYard ad. They put Donnie Simpson.
Sir, that
No, I don't understand that.
so you started off this hearing by saying you want to exercise this right to appear in persona today and act as a sovereign citizen. Sir, my concern here today is there's a request from your attorneys to withdraw from this case. Do you understand that's the request before me today?
I'm aware that they filed a motion to withdraw, yes.
And are you aware, let me back up. Have you seen that motion, sir? The written motion?
I have seen it.
Did they give you a copy, the paper copy?
I believe it was delivered to me in the jail.
Do you have that in front of you today?
No, I do not.
Madam Clerk, why don't you print off a copy and we'll give it to him. Just that. Well, it looks like Attorney Perry has put that in front of Mr. Brooks, along with the court is providing another copy. Mr. Brooks, can you acknowledge for me that you have a written copy of the motion to withdraw now in front of you?
Yeah, this is a motion to withdraw.
Are you able to read that on your own, sir?
Yes.
Have you read it?
You know what I noticed? Him and Young Pharaoh have similar hairline too, with that little, what's it called, widow's peak thing. But yeah, video sold. That was what, the early 80s, 90s. That was a good show too.
As of now, I have read.
Do you understand what's in that motion?
Yes, I'm aware of what's in the motion, yes.
Is there anything about that motion you do not understand?
Oh God, you know what? Have y'all seen Darrell Brooks' music video? Do y'all know he's a rapper? Have y'all seen it? I can show y'all that before we head on out. I'll show y'all that. Okay, just yeah, you was tearing Dunny Simpson. You see Dunny Simpson dyed that hair. Oh, he got another thing too. Speaking of Darrell Brooks' music, he got mad when they played a music video. He was so mad. I'm like, is he embarrassed or something? What's the problem? You sung the song, so you made the video. Hey, I can't wait till I see his rap name.
Money calling on the line, I couldn't bust deal. 420s, I just counted off a drug deal. You ain't a grinder, you got fronted, how your blood feel? Get them in, get them gone, that's how my blood feel. We been sliding on the eye, now that's a hit. Keep them blinking when we move, we got them sticks. Red bottoms on the J's, had the sauce in. I was running through the soft end. 01, I was running through the soft end. Step it up, son, you talking to a boss man. Flexing all around these bitches, tell them stand down.
You see, he had them bands. He had on his J, his
Spence,
11.
that's a man down. We got all the bodies, we got all the shoes. I be with the hitters, we just bought the rules. For a plate, and my youngest do it. For a plate, till my youngest do it. Whoa, nah, what it is. Have me knocking nigga off with his kids. I'ma run the money up, what it is. Running through the city, wow, that's how we live, how we live. Counting up the meth, I call it Rain Man. 100 rounds in the chopper, call me Rain Man. Free smoke for a goofy, let it rain, man. Hit the club and make it rain dance. You judging to these hoes, I be standing on. You know we getting in here with them ratchets on us. Flying out the bar, tell them keep me coming. Broke them shooters, we don't honor those. Gang.
His mama probably bought them Jordans he wearing. Let's see. Let's see where. The Hotel Dustery. I know they all be rappers, sovereign citizens. Oh goodness, hold on. My Lord, his head is so large. His head in proportion to his body is really big. Let's see. I think he got another video. But he was so mad when they brought out, they played the music video. Like, how the hell you mad? You the one recorded the video. So how you mad? You wanted us to see it, right? So we watching it now. Just say he looked like this failed rapper I know here in Wilmington. No way. Hey Rizza, good to see you. Hope you're having a good evening. All right, so right now we kind of went through some pertinent timestamps of today's day 15 of the trial, but now we're watching some of his music videos. His rap name is Math Boy Fly, so we just checking it out right quick. They were tearing him up though. They tearing him up. He deserved it, right? Keep it honest. Let's see.
What's the business? Phone jumping off the chain like what's the business? I'ma pull up with the yay like what's the business? Eating lunch with the blood like what's the business? AR double jump like what's the business? 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 Catch me slide to the trap like what's the business? Grind up trying to make a step like what's the business? I'ma pull up on you like what's the business? She gon' give it to the kid like what's the business? 30 shots in the clip like what's the business? You don't gotta choose it like what's the business? All my zone job what's the business? Tryna rock and you can try what's the business? You a walk the stain what's the business?
I wonder, does he have gang affiliation? Y'all notice that red? He went red all the time. You're right, it's midnight, it's morning. My bad, it's all a blur. I'm sorry, it's been all a blur. Okay, all a blur. That kitchen looked rather. I'm not gonna judge the kitchen. Okay, I'm gonna judge the kitchen. I just want to know, how did he have money to pay the director unless he got him off on what's that website? You get cheap labor. Not Poshmark. That's for clothing. What's up? Not Canva. Oh goodness, I can't think right now. Task Rabbit, maybe. You don't like that? Just that's a good song right here.
I'ma hit your chest, brain was the business. We be running through a block like what's the business? 100 shots for a op like what's the business? Gang, gang. Phone jumping off the chain like what's the business? I'ma pull up with the yay like what's the business? Eating lunch with the blood like what's the business? AR double drum like what's the business? 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 Bro say he need them pounds. What's the business? Hit my line when I'm in town, like what's the business? Heard they claiming it's a drop, like what's the
Okay, we don't deserve that. We don't do that. What are people saying? Somebody said I like this shot. Well, he's a good rapper. Is he a lawyer? Well, somebody said it's so funny seeing him count money like he's rich in front of an old ass electric stove top in a shitty apartment with drops in his head. He's got more bars than 6 life sentences. Wow. Wowzers.
business? Killing for these hoes, like what's the business? Guys trying to mind, what's the business? Pouring money to
Vegas? It looks like Vegas. It looks like a strip.
with the yank, like what's the business? Eating lunch with the blood, like what's the business? AR double drum, like what's the business? 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 What's the business?
Okay. Music says that, okay, so the music video don't cost that much. Okay, 700 to 1100 US dollars. That's not bad. But what's the business? Well, all you pretty much saying, what's the business? He ain't saying much else. Right? The hook, what he write a song. The hook, what's the business? 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 Okay. Wow, that's terrible. I want to say there's another one. Let's see. I feel like there's another one. It's the weekend, so we hanging out. Okay, we hanging out. Let's see. We watched that. We watched What's the Business. Are they deleting it? Wow. Okay, I think this might show that clip. Was it in the file? No, we watched that one. Okay, can I see it? The following content has been identified by the YouTube community as inappropriate offenses to the audience. So I can't see it if it's age restricted. Are they for real right now?
I don't know what you thought. Feel good, ain't on every word that I say.
That's not it, y'all. I'm sorry. I was looking for it. There's another video.
Hey,
And it shouldn't be this difficult. This really shouldn't be this difficult. Okay, I'm just looking for. I'm coming up. Okay. All right. So I remember when people did music like that in my own name. Yeah, and I mean, I get it. I mean, I try not to shit on creatives, but that was pretty bad. That was pretty bad. That was pretty bad. Reason said if you get a good camera, iMovie or Final Cut Pro, and you good to go. Okay, okay. Oh, and Logic. Okay, got you. Oh, that was crazy. Um, yeah. When I saw that, I was about to go to bed that night, and I saw it was live, and the title was like, he feel like he's about to check up out of here, And I don't know if he was drunk, but he kept burping. Did you notice? He kept burping. That was really weird. Very, very weird. And I didn't see the girl with him that normally be there. Yeah, he definitely a struggle rapper. Let's see, because it's a clip. It shows the car, like the look. He made a music video with his mama car in it. Somebody must have pulled that music video off because I just saw it the day before yesterday. But yeah, this is the weapon. This is the weapon used in a crime. So like, so you even filming music video with your mama car? That is just crazy to me. But that's it. I'm gonna wrap this up because we've been here for a while. So I definitely appreciate y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Um, yeah, maybe let's see. It's an audio because this came from a new. This is a news channel. It's not the. I don't know what happened to the video itself. So yes, I think it was yesterday in court. They played the video. They muted it so you couldn't hear the audio. But he was so mad about this. I wonder if he in a game. It's all the read.
So play the sound. I want to hear it now.
I'll address that later.
We address why it was created out of the Bluetooth.
I don't know why I can't find the video. That sucks so bad with the audio of that song. But, come on, just. I noticed you kind of mean. You going in on Dudley Simpson now? You want Jeannie out of here? Come on now. Let's not. Let's if Jeannie don't stop his mess, he gonna be out of here. Cause I'm like, is he on narcotics? Like, what's going on? And he keeps talking about how big Camille is. Like, why is he talking about how her way and talking about he want his son to read? You not there. Ain't she a teacher? We probably need to do a stream on that in an episode. But yeah. I don't think they must have took it off because he was pissed about that video. Hey, that sucks. Is that it? Let's see.
Got a load worth about a half a ticket. Non-swipe convention got her looking at me different. I can't be silly when I kiss him yet. Kidnap you in Mississippi. Hit them almost in the slums, any weather. I was still trapping, sliding on the perk. They putting cameras on the lights. Pretend like you stupid dog. You know what I do to you. Hit me from the cell, told me get the cake down. Hand up the bowls, held the coke around the digi. Playing with them bloods, they gon' pop you like a...
Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord. I don't want to show that. It's not good. Okay. Yeah. Everybody want to be a thug and goon, don't they? Everybody want to be thug and goon, and So he must be in blood in the game. He a gang member. For every cuckoo cow, there's a mouthful of flour. Right. That's terrible. Yeah, I believe he was in love with her too. So I don't know why he trying to act brand new. And then to me, she seemed like a good mother. And she's a teacher, I think. So I don't believe she's not teaching him. But yeah, I remember he was going off about her. He was talking about, he want to take himself out. So I'm like, they need to call someone and have him committed. Like, keep talking like that. Keep playing. People need to start taking folks seriously when they speak like that. But that's it for that's it for now. I think that's enough for Darrell Brooks for for today. But I thank y'all for joining me. Hit the like as you head out. Thank you, Just, Reza, Queen, Coda, everybody in the clouds, everybody that's watching this video replay. I appreciate you. Leave your thoughts below. We shall reconvene next week, especially if his mom's gets on that witness stand. We're about to talk about it. So until next time later, y'all have a good one. Stay safe.